Joining us live are Republican analyst Kevin Eckery and Democratic strategist Robin Swanson. Kevin, we have to start with you. A sweep all across the board. NBC's Chuck Todd said this night will be the one that clinches the nomination for Donald Trump.
He's still got to win California, and tonight is a good night for Trump, and nobody should take anything away from that. But he still is going to fall short without California.
Well, let's talk about California because he is leading in the polls here.
He is, and I think that means that the campaign here, which is a congressional district by congressional district campaign, becomes that much more important to figure out who the real winner is. You can win the state and still not get a majority of the delegates.
That's more wishful thinking, I think, from the Republican Party in California. I do think that the Republicans are missing that basic tenet that the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. The Never Trump movement just died. And they have tried this, running against somebody for quite some time now, and it has worked never. So the never Trump movement is going to prevail. It's not working for them.
Let's talk about that, Kevin, while we're on that topic.
Sure.
Ted Cruz, John Kasich, basically coming together in a last-ditch effort in the last day to try to make this happen. Could they have handled this a different way, and is it now backfiring?
Well, actually, it hasn't fired off at all yet. It wasn't in effect for the 5 states that we were voting on today. It's in effect in some upcoming elections, and they're still talking about California. I think it's too early to say. I don't know that it's going to work, frankly. I mean, because there are some, people who think that it's somehow unfair and that it's colluding. And it is certainly a symptom of people's desperation to stop Donald Trump. I definitely would give him that. But I also think that it's worth the chance, because there is not a single poll that shows Donald Trump winning the office of president and doing the Republican Party a favor while he does it.
Robin, I can't remember a race where you have a presidential candidate. They're not saying directly vote for that guy, but they're saying everything but for these 3 upcoming states.
Right. It's really kind of crazy. I mean, I think candidates should be running for president saying, vote for me. And you're not seeing that from the Republican side, which I think is where you're lacking an understanding of what voters are feeling right now. Voters are very angry, and that's why they're voting for Donald Trump. And for whatever reason on the Republican side, the Republican establishment is refusing to acknowledge that.
So voters are angry, and when we look at the Democrats now, Robin, we'll start with you. Bernie Sanders has that message, trying to make some changes. We know that he's grabbed Rhode Island tonight. He's still hanging on to Connecticut. Where is he going to go from here if it starts slipping away from him?
Yeah, she got the big states tonight.
She sure did, and her delegate lead continues to improve every time we do one of these. And I think what you're seeing now is a little bit more of a conciliatory tone on both sides, with both Bernie Sanders and Hillary Clinton. I think you're going to see Bernie Sanders talking a little bit more about the Democratic Party platform, and that's exactly where I think he can make some impressions.
Which would not do Hillary Clinton any favors either, I might point out, because nobody wants to run on the other guy's platform. But also, Sanders has also announced publicly about an hour or 2 hours ago that he's going to have a news conference tomorrow to reassess his situation. So there's a good chance that Sanders may be dropping out tomorrow. But getting back to the stop Trump idea, with Trump, there's this serious situation where you have 40% of Republicans saying that they won't vote for him if he is the Republican nominee. Those are incredible numbers, and so it's worth taking a chance.
I think here's the problem. We just saw exit polling where, as the voters came out of the voting booth, this is very, very recent, they were asked, who should get the nomination if they don't clinch it prior to the convention? Should it be the guy with the most votes or the best candidate? And hands down, the voters said the guy with the most votes. They want this to be a democratic process, even though, the parties can set their own rules.
There are an awful lot of endings here, and very few of them are really good. Let's put it that way.
Very few are good for the Republican Party. I think there's a lot of good news for the Democratic Party, and I think you're seeing unity prevail on the Democratic side.
Well, certainly the establishment. We'll leave it right there. Robin and Kevin, thank you both. As always, a great conversation.